Alcohol is something that has been so normalized in our society, but what if I told you that every time you drink alcohol, you're not just hurting your physical body, but you're opening a spiritual doorway for something else to take your place? Getting blackout drunk isn't just about memory loss. It's moments in time when your soul isn't fully present. This isn't just about health. This is spiritual warfare. And if you're a woman, it's designed to keep you disconnected from your divine feminine energy. Let's talk about the truths they don't want you to know about alcohol. Hello, my babies, welcome into this video. I am super passionate about this topic because alcoholism runs in my family. And because I now have the awareness, the knowledge, the consciousness level to know how this affects my family, especially the women in my family, I have the ability to choose better for myself. So as always with all of my videos, the information that I'm going to present in this video is not to make anyone feel ashamed for their choices, but to give you more knowledge, because knowledge is power. And because I come from this family who struggles with alcohol, I too have struggled with it in the past. And this was something that I was not aware of. Because I have not drinking copious amounts of alcohol over long extended periods, I never thought that I struggled with it. But my struggle with alcohol is I go from 0 to 100 very fast. And I have a really hard time just having that one. And if I don't have just that one, there I go from 0 to 100. And it was becoming a pattern that every time I did drink, I would become blackout drunk. And then from there, I would feel embarrassed, ashamed, bad. That's because of the things we're going to get into in this video. Now, when I do drink alcohol, I really don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the flavor. I don't enjoy how I feel inside of my body. Even just one makes me feel terrible. So let's get into the meat of this video, and that is 4 truths that they don't want you to know about alcohol. Some of these you may know, some of these you may not. So number 1, alcohol is a low vibrational substance. Everything in this world is made of energy. I'm made of energy, you're made of energy, this camera that I'm speaking into is made of energy, the device that you're watching me on is made of energy, everything. And alcohol is no different. And when I was looking up just how low alcohol is on the list, my friends, the only things that are lower than alcohol are cocaine, heroin, meth, and fentanyl. That's not a good lineup. We're not off to a good start. That is big red flag number 1. Alcohol is an extremely low substance. So what do you think that that is doing to you as an energetic spiritual being when you ingest something that is so low on the scale? That is absolutely 100% affecting you. When you drink alcohol, this dampens your life force energy. And my women, you better listen up, because life force energy is what being a divine feminine is all about. And when that life force energy is weakened, that is when you experience less intuition, less mental clarity, less spiritual clarity, less magnetism, less health, and less creativity. All of these things are what a divine feminine needs to be divine. So big red flag number 2. Truth number 2 that they don't want you to know about alcohol is alcohol lowers and damages your auric field. Now, what an auric field is an energetic field that surrounds your physical body. Think of it like a bubble of protection, and this bubble of protection is made of 7 layers. The 2 that are most affected by drinking alcohol is the etheric body, which is the layer that is closest to your human body. And this layer is extremely important because it is responsible for your health and vitality. When you drink alcohol, this layer actually ends up getting holes and tears in it. And when that barrier, that protective bubble, is broken, that's what leaves you susceptible to entities and negative energies attaching to you. And what do these energies and entities want? They want your life force energy. They are going to feed off of you. The next layer that is greatly impacted when you drink alcohol is the astral body. So this is your emotional and spiritual layer. And when you drink alcohol, because this layer is affected, your intuition's affected, you have a disconnect from your higher self. It's like alcohol comes in and is like a sword that severs you from being connected to that higher self, to that higher power. So you're gonna be walking around this earth without the guidance and the help that you need from above to manage this human game that we're in. Because this layer is affected, this is what leaves you susceptible to manipulation. This is what is going to cause erratic emotions in you, because it is part of your emotional and spiritual layer. So this is why a lot of the times when people drink alcohol, they do not act like themselves, because their emotional body, their emotional auric field is deeply impacted by the alcohol that they're drinking. The more alcohol that you consume, the weaker and the more fragmented this field becomes. And that is going to make it so hard for you to maintain your sovereignty. You are no longer a sovereign being that is alone in this bubble of protection. Now you have energies and entities that have attached onto you that are taking your life force energy, and they are in control of you. You are no longer in control. Sounds scary, right? That's because it is. The third truth that they don't want you to know about alcohol is alcohol causes entity attachments. When you have a weak aura, this is an invitation for an entity latch. They're going to latch onto you, they're going to take that life force energy, they're going to continuously feed off you. And what feeds them the best is low vibrational frequency. And this is when you get into your emotions such as fear, such as shame and guilt. And these three things are amplified by alcohol. So we're going to go on a little journey. What happens when you're partaking in drinking alcohol? And I just really need to make this clear. I had to ask ChatGPT, is it just one drink that's gonna make a hole and tear in my auric field, or is it many? Like, what's the limit here? What is safe to have? What is not safe to have? And the answer is none. The answer is none. It is not safe to drink alcohol at all, because just one can cause this problem with you. Just one can affect your auric field. And when you are coming from a line of alcoholics, it's like it's already running through your blood. You're already susceptible to that. And when you are a sensitive individual, which if you are spiritually awakening right now in this time in planet Earth, you are a sensitive person. And because you're energetically sensitive, one single glass is going to make you very vulnerable. So you drink alcohol, what happens is your auric field gets a tear in it. And the reason why we have memory loss and moments in time that we can't remember when we're drinking is because our soul actually has to go out of that hole that you created by drinking to protect you, to defend you. It looks at this opening and it says, oh shit, we have a problem here. Now it can see that there's negative energies and entities floating towards you because it sees that open door, and your soul has to go outside and it has to fight in the spiritual realm to protect you, to make sure that its human that it is assigned to is safe. And here you are taking shot after shot, having the time of your life, and your soul is in battle. And now what happens is your soul went out the one hole and tear that you created, but you've got more that are happening in the background. And there's all of a sudden 5 more holes that energies and entities can come into. So something comes in and it attaches to you. This could be a parasite, this could be a demon, this could be a negative entity, this could be a astral attachment, and it's latched onto you. And now the next day when you wake up, this is what I feel so deeply in my heart creates the booze blues. So you wake up the next day, you feel hungover, you feel absolutely miserable, and your mood is pretty low. You feel depressed, you feel embarrassed, ashamed, you feel guilty, maybe you blacked out, you don't remember anything, so now you're trying to put puzzle pieces together that aren't there because it's just dark in your brain, and you're trying to remember, like, what did I say, who was I with, what did I do, and you feel like ugh inside of you. It's because you have that entity attached to you and it's feeding off those emotions. So it's creating this within you, and it loves it, it feeds off it, and it's gonna bring you to such a low place. And this is what causes the addiction spiral, because you're in that low place and you feel like garbage, and you're trying to remember, when was the last time that I didn't feel like this? And it's when you were drinking. You were having fun, you were being confident, that you were dancing, there was people that were talking to you that normally wouldn't, you got hit on by some cute guys, it was so much fun, you were laughing with your friends. So what do? You go out and you chase that again, because that's the addiction high, and it's a false illusion. And you get drunk again, and this is when your auric field is going to continuously be weakened. So now you have that one entity attached to you, and you're drinking more continuously, more binge like, and all of his buddies are going to come in and attach to you as well. And this is really insane. When I'm learning these things, it blows my mind and it makes so much sense to me. So I hope that this is making sense to you. If it is, please like this video so that more people can see it, so that we can have better awareness to protect ourselves. Truth number 4 that they don't want you to know about alcohol is that alcohol suppresses the feminine spirit. So we did touch on a little bit of this already, so let's recap and expand. Your intuition is going to be dulled. Your emotional depth is not going to be there. You're going to not have the emotional intelligence that you normally would without alcohol. Alcohol actually comes in and it disrupts the natural rhythms and cycles of your body. So your liver is what processes alcohol. Because alcohol is so toxic and your liver is what processes toxins, it has a really hard time doing that, but it's its number one job at the time, because it's like alarm bells are going off, like, what the heck is going on inside of us? This is really bad, let's try and get it out. So what happens to the other processes that your liver does is they have to take a pause, and that's not good, because your liver is so important and it is responsible for removing the extra hormones inside of your body that you are not using, like estrogen. So this is when we can see estrogen dominance in women, especially because, well, and men, but in women, because your estrogen has nowhere to go. It's supposed to get filtered and cycled out through waste product, but your body is so busy dealing with that alcohol load that it cannot do that. So now your hormones are all a mess. It's actually going to delay your ovulation, which can cause fertility issues in women, because if your ovulation is not on track, your pregnancy conception will not be on track either. And this is actually going to delay your luteal phase as well, which is not good either. And one of the biggest problems with alcohol is it delays your sleep. When you are drunk and you pass out, you're actually not in the proper sleep cycle that you need to be to have a restful sleep, which is why it can feel like it takes days to recover after a night of drinking, because your sleep has been completely wiped. And when your sleep isn't on track, especially as a woman, because our sleep is so important for our hormones, you are gonna feel so off. So it's throwing all of these natural cycles and rhythms within you just now. Historically, high priestesses, witches, and healers, these were good women. These were women who were helping society in such beautiful ways with their amazing divine gifts. You have these gifts as well, but our society has not taught us to embrace them. Back in the day, when these women were doing their spiritual duties, when they were helping this earth realm with their spiritual self, they were forbidden to drink alcohol, because alcohol weakened their gifts. So what do you think that is doing to yours? If you have no idea what gifts you have, do not drink alcohol. You need to know. When the religious and political systems were coming in to like dismantle the strength and the beauty and the gifts that women come into this world with, they would either force upon and coerce or lie about these women drinking alcohol. And when that happened, they would discredit these women in public, saying that they aren't spiritual, that they aren't connected to God, that they don't have any gifts because they're just a drunk. And this is what eventually led to the burning of the witches. And this is a wound that is so deep in every woman, which is a topic for another day. And now alcohol actually gets marketed to women, and it gets marketed very well. And when I was 21, I went to Las Vegas for my 21st birthday. And every single club that we went into, there was 2 guys that I went with, and they had to pay cover charge, like $40 cover charge. And we, as the women, did not have to pay anything. And not only did we not have to pay anything, we got free drink tickets. And sometimes I have to wonder if people actually know this about women. They say that it's to get men into the club because they know women are going to be there, so it's going to bring the men and it's going to bring the money. But what if they knew that it was actually making a woman more vulnerable and less connected to her higher self? So she's going to make poor decisions. She's not going to act like her best self. This makes the club scene and the bar scene seem really predatory when you think about it. Men are hitting on all kinds of women throughout the night, just waiting for someone to be drunk enough, it seems. And this is a big reason why I stopped drinking alcohol, because it was becoming a pattern of mine to only drink in the beginning stages of my relationship. And I was doing it again in this one that I'm in now. And I was realizing, you know what? I don't like who I am when I drink. I don't want this person to know that part of me and like it, because I don't want to be her. Because who I become is not a reflection of my highest and best. And anything that is not in alignment with that has to go. So alcohol, you gotta go. So the good news is when you stop drinking, your auric field will repair. And your beautiful spiritual gifts will return to you, and often they return like full force and stronger than they were before, because your soul comes back in. It knows that you two are whole together in this auric field, and it is so proud of you for making that decision and for becoming sovereign again, for remembering that you are powerful. And now that you don't have all of those attachments sucking the life out of you, you are able to live a more aligned life, a life more in harmony, peace, joy, and all those higher vibrational things, gratitude, love. You're not stuck down here in this lower vibrational frequency. And this is also why a lot of alcoholics have like not very good lives. And I can say this with so much love because there's so many of them in my family, but I look at them and I can see just how much alcohol affected their lives and why they're in the positions that they're in. And that has been a huge deciding factor in why I don't want to drink either. I also just need to add in here that my mom is now sober as well, and it is something that I'm really proud of for her, because she figured it out a lot sooner and with a lot more grace than my grandmother. So already I can see like the healing down the lineage, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So Mom, I know you watch these. I'm really proud of you and I love you. And when you stop drinking, your divine feminine embodiment becomes your natural state again. You remember who you are. You remember how divine you are. You remember that you are the daughter of a king, and you deserve the best life. You deserve a life that is sovereign. You deserve a life that you are the chooser. You are the creator. You don't have anything running you. This is why sobriety isn't just a physical decision. It's a spiritual reclamation of your power. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, please like it if you found the information useful, and share it with anybody who could use similar information. The more that we spread this, the better that we can become as women, and that's the whole point of my channel. So please like and subscribe, follow along for more informative videos. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you for watching this video.